Hey guys, Delta here, and for the second year in a row, I played Driveclub at PAX Prime. Now, of course, this was a radically different demo from what I played last year. It was delayed repeatedly. Driveclub was originally going to be a PlayStation 4 launch title, but it was pushed back multiple times. And what I played last year was, you know, an okay racing game with solid graphics and solid steering, and would have tided a lot of people over if it came out alongside the console. It would have done decently in reviews. It maybe would have gotten around a 70 on Metacritic, something like that. It would have been good, it would have been okay, it wouldn't have been great, it wouldn't have been terrible. But what I played this year, man, the time they got has definitely been put to good use. This build is a massive improvement across the board. Visually, gameplay-wise, everything is a huge step up from what I saw a year ago. I got a glimpse of those super special menus that we've heard about. We heard about how part of the reason the game was delayed was to overhaul the menu system. Not really sure what that was about. Obviously, we'll get to know more once the game comes out, I suppose. And all I can really say about the menu is they look nice. I didn't really interact with them that much. I basically flipped through a couple options to choose a race and get started, and that was about it. The big thing is, you know what? I actually just had a fun time playing the game. Like, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it last year, but compared to what I played last year, I don't know, I was able to just kind of relax and play. It wasn't something I found overly taxing where I had to constantly think about what I was doing. Like, if I was playing Bloodborne, where I have to be very conscious of the decisions I make, I was able to kick back and just hit the gas and drive. And maybe that's because, in reality, I'm a more experienced driver and I can drive on my own now, and maybe that's just bleeding into my gaming. I don't know. Another thing is there were a lot of different challenges popping up during the races that players can complete to earn points, so they can do well for their teams and for their clubs, because the game is called Driveclub. So they can do well for them even if they're not winning races. But personally, there was so much stuff kind of popping up that I found it a little bit distracting from at least what my main goal was, and that was, you know, winning the race. I wanted to get in first place and beat everyone else. I noticed there were a lot of you lose points for going off the track too much or for contacting other cars, which was really interesting because Driveclub seems to be occupying this really unique space between a sim racer and an arcade racer. There aren't too many games that do it, I don't think. It's kind of a niche audience. I don't know. How do you pronounce that word? I never remember. But I do like the way the cars handle, and the way they handle, you know, works in that sort of sim arcade racer. It's not super punishing like something like Gran Turismo would be if you'd screw up, but it's not a full-on arcade racer. I've heard some people compare it to Project Gotham Racing, and I believe there's actually some former staff from Bizarre Creations, the guys that made those games, at Evolution Studios. Now, don't quote me on it, but that's just what I've heard, and this game may entice some old PGR fans as a result. Another big thing that just stands out so much with this game, I can't not mention it. I've mentioned it in other videos already. Oh my god, Driveclub is gorgeous. It's unreal. I mean, Sony had some real set pieces to show off the power of their console at PAX this year. Of course, the Order 1886, I've talked about how just stunning that was. Bloodborne looks fantastic as well, and Driveclub is absolutely up there with them. It's something incredible. Really, I'd probably rank them the Order, Driveclub, and then Bloodborne if I had to put those three in a list of how just insanely detailed and gorgeous the graphics are. The level of detail is insane across the board. The cars and the environments and the crowds and everything is absolutely unreal. Of course, it's a little disappointing that the game didn't get to 60 frames per second. We would all love that. But the upside here is that it's running at an absolutely locked, rock-solid 30 frames per second, and I did not see that budge in the slightest. So for me personally, 30 frames per second with good motion blur and just good controls that don't have a ton of like delay on basically you hitting a button and the action appearing on screen, they can work really well as long as that frame rate is totally locked in and does not drop. Because at 30 frames per second, when it starts dropping into, you know, the 20s, it starts to become noticeable, whereas a game at 60, if it starts dropping into the 50s, it can kind of get away with that, in my opinion. So the game is releasing in October 7th North America, October 8th in Europe, and October 10th in the UK. There's a lot of different release days for that. PlayStation Plus users such as myself will get the PS Plus edition for free That's containing 10 cars, 11 tracks, and all the game modes. Apparently we can achieve the Platinum Trophy just using this limited selection we have. So it should be a decently meaty chunk of the game. I know there's been 35 cars announced already. I don't know about how many tracks, but it'll be interesting to see how that compares. The other big thing is PS Plus users are going to get a $10 discount on upgrading from the PS Plus edition to the full version of the game, which will be really nice for those of you that want to go for the digital version of the game. Anyways, I'm really impressed by the updated build of Driveclub and what they brought this year compared to what I played last year. I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm actually really excited for it now. I'm looking forward to it. I don't have a racing game on PS4 yet. I need one. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more PAX news and Destiny just around the corner, and I'll see you guys next time.